You also
I think
believe that people should not have the right to come make false or misleading statements in these committees.
I think
People should have, let me ask it the other way.
Okay.
Do you think they should have the right to come and make false or misleading statements in our committees?
I think people should try to tell the truth to the best of their ability. I don't know if that answers your question.
So you're saying they should tell the truth?
To the best of their ability, yes.
But you believe that on an opinion of public policy, it's acceptable to give your opinion?
Yes.
So you should be able to say, I don't like this public policy, or I do like this public policy. But when it comes to factual evidence, you shouldn't say innuendos and things like that. So I'm doing this because I have a reason. Last week, somebody came to the table who actually was the reason why the bill that I passed came out of the Senate came about. And all I heard, and I didn't get a chance to ask any questions, and I was going to, but we had to leave. But there were nothing but statements like, these people are crooks, and these people are this, and they're bad, and they're this. But there wasn't one fact that was stated. And so I'm going to ask you a question.
Okay, well, and I want to respond to that.
But no, I don't want you to respond to it. That's a statement I'm making. I'm going to ask you a question now.
Okay.
You said earlier, these people were shook down. These licensees were shook down.
Yes.
Okay, tell me the factual licenses that were shook down. I want to know which ones were shook down.
Well,
Because they would have had to been convicted. They would have had to been convicted of shaking down. That's, I guess shaking down is not a legal term, but it sounds to me like it's extortion. And that's a criminal activity. So if somebody was convicted of a criminal activity and was shaking people down, I want to know that name, because I want to know who it was that was on our commission that is now in jail. Because shaking down people is illegal. To say someone's shaking someone down and they're not being convicted is basically a disparaging remark against that person. And it's calling them out for something that they aren't convicted of. You just said you believe in innocence until proven guilty.
actually, you didn't ask me that question.
Do you believe in innocence till proven guilty?
I do.
That's what this bill's all about.
Okay.
That's what this bill's all about.
So,
yet you're okay. Hold on, I'm not finished. I'll let you know when it's time for you to answer.
Okay.
You are okay with innocent till proven guilty, except for when you can call people out for guilty at the table that aren't really guilty. As much as you want. Thank you so much.
Thank you. May I respond, Mr. Chairman?
You can respond as much as you want within reason. Go ahead. I mean, I'm serious.
Number one,
we're going to move this along.
You're saying that the person that came here last week didn't give facts. That person has given the facts over and over again in legal proceedings and in proceedings before this body. I will agree with you that he was nervous last week. And if I would have had time to prepare him, I would have said, don't use general conclusory allegations, state facts. But it's Dr. Haygood is who you're talking about. I think Dr. Haygood's very familiar with the facts of his case, Senator Cortez. He's lived the facts of his case. Dr. Haygood was taken out, he believes, by a competitor who was on the board. Dr. Haygood had a very good dental practice. One of his patients is on this Senate committee who commends his abilities as a dentist. Dr. Haygood has spent hundreds of thousands of dollars in legal fees fighting what he believes is corruption. And if he has lived this hardship, and if he has been treated unfairly, and he has walked through this corruption, he has every right as a Louisiana citizen, whether politicians want to hear it, whether bureaucrats want to hear it, whether special interests want to hear it, he has a right to tell his story. He's a Louisiana citizen. This building belongs in part to him. This process belongs in part to him, and he's entitled to justice. The next point, you said
Let me jump in real quick. Are you suggesting that Ryan Haygood hasn't had the opportunity to voice his problems to this?
Okay, can I answer him before I finish answering you?
And just to add,
and you said that he made disparaging remarks.
Well, here's what he said. I want you to speak to what I was concerned about. He said that Dr. Smith sent a letter to Senator Martini that was filled with lies.
In December, Board President Jerome Smith wrote this committee a letter dismissing all charges against me. However, in an attempt to justify the board's actions against me, he slandered me. This letter right here is full of lies and falsehoods that clearly aren't reflected by the record. Dr. Smith's been provided with the facts, but is yet to correct his mistakes. and he refuses to sit down and have a conversation with me about it. They have broken the law, they have perjured themselves, they have misused the process against me, and they've covered it up, and they continue to lie about it. They just don't care. They believe they're above the law.
I think everybody in the committee received a copy of that letter, and I was going to ask him specifically what in that letter was lies. That's my point. That was what I was trying to get to, but I didn't get a chance.
And I don't think that's his fault, and it's not my fault.
But I didn't see any lies in there, and that was what I wanted them to be pointed
Well,
out to
because
me.
he did not have an opportunity in that hearing.
Granted, it
because
was shortened.
because we had another hearing, we had to go to the floor. So that is not a function of the fact that Dr. Haygood is not able to defend his position. We ran out of time. With respect to your statement that he made disparaging remarks without factual basis, are you accusing him of making disparaging remarks without a factual basis? Are you saying that Dr. Haygood did that?
I'm saying that when he said Dr. Smith wrote in his letter a bunch of lies, Dr. Smith's from my district, okay? And I know him very well, and I wanted to go back and look at the letter and say what in here is a lie, and with all due respect, he didn't get a chance to expound on it, and I didn't get a chance to ask him that question. So the clock
for you
ran
to
out.
question him.
I would like to visit with him on it.
And I would love to question Dr. Smith. I'd love that opportunity.
Can we get back on the bill?
Yeah, and I apologize.
By
for
the
getting
way,
off the bill.
you're saying, as far as the corruption of the dental and medical boards, you may not know about it, and you may not be as knowledgeable as some other people. Tom Aswell has been writing about it for years. He's documented the corruption. He's documented the fact that investigators have busted people wrongly, and he has addressed it. And with respect to the issue of whether there's wrongdoing, we know that several pain care doctors in South Louisiana were taken out when there was a prominent pain doctor on the medical board. And guess who took care of the pain care population? The medical board member, the guy who was on the medical board when his competitors were taken out of business.
All right.
That is not made up.
Thank you.
And the fact that
Senator, look, we're going to discuss your bill, okay? We're not going to relitigate Ryan Haygood's thing or Tom Aswell, who, by the way,
I was asked
has
about it,
written
so
a
I
couple-
responded.
He's
And
written a couple.
I-
He's not always right either. You know, I've taken him to task on that too. But so just because he said it doesn't matter, that doesn't have anything to do with the bill.